Alright, so I played a game recently called A Case of Fraud. It's root trees alike. I don't know what kind of genre this could be called. Investigation visual novel? Point and read? Data sampler? Whatever. It's a simpler, shorter one with a charming premise. Investigation of a startup for the pet translation software. I don't believe the game is that great for a few reasons, but it was compelling enough for me to keep coming back to and recommend. Also, once the murder mystery came in, I have enjoyed it significantly more. Trying to sift through the confessions, analyzing the data, and then trying to figure out what in the hell was going on with these camera shots. That's some great stuff. I wish someone could make a full-on detective murder mystery out of it, with multiple cases. Imagine some sort of cop in an office sending people out to gather evidence, and maybe there's even time limit. Like a player can't even gather all the evidence in time, and sometimes might make a wrong choice and not get the crucial cinch. But they could follow the gut and arrest the right guy anyway. Or fail. There's definitely some cool stuff that could be done with this kind of framework, and I love the fact that developers of this tried to make something different. Gaming is definitely still evolving, and I'm looking forward to the future. At least the future of gaming. Because future of everything else is looking pretty damn grim. And bleak. Anyway, I just want to mention the negatives, which are a couple of names and jobs which were a bit too difficult to figure out. I believe it's great when there are a lot of pieces of a puzzle which assemble into a full picture, but might have a bit of an overlap. This game has names like Melissa and Jacob, which I needed a walkthrough for, as well as a few others. Meanwhile, the actual big mystery was a little too simple with far too many clues pointing toward the same suspect. It would have been more enjoyable if there was some plausible deniability and maybe a red herring. But what can you do? Also, just like root trees, at some point it's easy to notice names and just blindly input them and simply guess the right answers. I deliberately tried to avoid it, but I did get desperate. Again, especially for Jacob. Having two JCs in the game is a little confusing. If there were more people, more clues, and no ability to simply guess but by giving irrelevant names in the list or outright making the player type everything out, I think the game would be more satisfying to figure out. But again, only if there are more ways to gather evidence. Anyway, I'm going to be on the lookout for more games in this style. Demon Masquerade was my first foray into it, and thus far I was not disappointed. At worst a little frustrated, but that's it.